Hello everybody, in today's video I'm going to be showing you 3 brilliant football coaching sessions for your 5 to 7 year olds. We're going to be working on turns, dribbling and passing. So the first game is called Raid the Nest, and in this game you're going to be working on dribbling and turning as well. Now this is really good. You've got an area, so I've got a big circle here and I've split my group into small little teams around the outside. You'll notice a maximum of 3 children waiting at each line. What I don't want is a big line of 5, 10 children waiting to have a go. Okay, make sure there's loads of teams so lots of people are moving at the same time. All they've got to do is each player has a ball, and as they have a ball they will dribble in with their ball. They will pick up something on the ground, whether that's a beanbag, a bib, a cone, doesn't matter what it is. They pick it up and then they dribble back to their team and the next player can go. And that's a really easy warm-up, work on dribbling, work on different turns. Now, what you can then do is you can progress that, and rather than having the bibs in the middle, you're then going to have footballs in the middle, and they're not going to have any footballs around the outside. So from there, they will run in, pick up a ball, and then dribble back to their line. The next person will go in, pick up a ball, and go back. Now, if I'm working with my 5-year-olds, I might even start this really simple. They run in, they pick the ball up in their hands and take it back, just so they learn the concept of the game. And then you're going to get introduced to the ball on the floor, little kicks when they're dribbling with the ball, keeping it under control. And also so they understand they can only go when their teammate is back. So you can do that, and then obviously once everyone's back with a ball, it might be you throw a few extra balls in the middle, and then if their team's done quickest, they can go in and get one of the bonus balls and bring it back to their team. To get all the balls back, you could ask all the kids to put them in the middle, but that gets a bit messy and they will just kick them everywhere. What I would do then is, as they've all got a ball, they dribble in, leave the ball in the middle, they've got to stop the ball, and then go back and their next teammate can go. So that's a really easy sort of dribbling, turning game that you can work on. And with that, you can focus on your small touches, using both feet. You could use different parts of the feet, lots of different bits that you can add into that simple, easy to understand session. If you want to make it even more complex, once they've got all their balls back, let's say there's no balls in the middle now, and everybody's got their own balls around the outside, what you can say is you're allowed to go and steal the ball from another group. No defending allowed. So if this person wants to run over, pick up their ball, only one ball, they're not allowed to pick up 2 or 3, and they have to dribble it. They then dribble it back to their area. They're not allowed to defend their own footballs, so they would go off to all the different teams. You do a countdown, and then 3, 2, 1, you stop and you count up and see who's got the most balls. Really easy to use. Kids absolutely love it. But that last game, they will struggle with the concept of not being able to defend their own ball. Okay, so just make sure you make it really clear on that one. That's really good. It's called Raid the Nest. Next game that we're going to go into is called Treasure Hunt. Now this game is fantastic because you're going to let everybody play at the same time. When you're working with 5 to 7 year olds, it's really important that kids are not constantly in these small little groups where they have to be taking turns and stuff, because sometimes they struggle with that, and sometimes it's easier just to let everybody be working at the same time. So here you've got all your players at the line here, and there's loads of different cones and bean bags and bits of treasure up on here. Everybody's got their own ball, and you see that is a bit of a common theme in my sessions. Everybody's got their own ball. 5 to 7 year olds, you need to try and get to those sessions with a ball each, because it makes it so much easier to work with the kids and see development. They're going to dribble their ball all the way up, pick up one piece of treasure, only one piece of treasure, and bring it back to their team here. And again, just working on small touches, experience on the ball, and just being comfortable dribbling the ball. Quite a simple way of working. There'll be lots of bits of treasure up here, and they can just keep going back and forth. If you want to make it a bit harder though, you can put what I call just some blocks in the middle, whether that's other footballs that they're not allowed to touch, or it could be some bibs on the floor. The balls aren't allowed to touch the bibs, and they've got to go in and back without letting the ball go over any of these obstacles. And it just makes it a little bit more complex. And then to make it even harder from there, instead of just having static objects, blocking it, you could then introduce defenders. So rather than having loads to start with, I would maybe have one defender, 1 or 2 defenders, and they're defending the whole line along here. And as you're dribbling back with your treasure, you're not allowed to get tackled if you're on your way. But if you've got treasure and you're trying to make it back, then the defenders might try and take the ball. And if they get the ball, you have to give your treasure to the defender. So the defenders are trying to collect as much treasure as possible, and they're allowed to hold as many bits of treasure as they want. So every time somebody is coming back, they're looking, can I steal someone's ball? If they get it, then they're going to be able to get that bit of treasure. Brilliant bit of that is now we're looking at 1v1s. How do I get past players? Awareness, trying to find the little gaps. And it's simple and it's themed. 5 to 7 year olds, they're going to love it. Pirates, jungles, be creative with your sessions, and it helps bring that energy into your session. Our final session today is a passing session. It's called Find a Friend. Very simple to understand. You're going to split your group in half. Half of your players will be on the outside. With 5 to 7 year olds, I'd give them like a green bib or a yellow bib or something. And in the middle, you've then got your red bibs. Okay, so makes it very simple because you're going to have to keep swapping them in and out. So then you can just say red players on the outside, green on the inside. Makes it easier for the kids to understand. Everyone in the middle has a ball. And because it's a passing game, they're going to try and move around the area with their ball. And then they're going to pass to someone on the outside. And the outside player is then going to pass it back to that player. They're not allowed to keep passing with the same player. So once they found a person on the outside, they found a friend, passed it back and forth, then they have to move on to another player. Social element of this game is really important as well. They have to know the names. You could introduce a rule like that. So they're building up their social confidence of asking for their names, helps them make friends in the session. And also you can really develop this. You can work this with even older age groups, to be honest, because you can start really thinking about the touches they're taking, how they're going to receive the ball, when they get the ball back to them. Are they going to be able to move the ball into space on the first touch? The player on the outside, are they going to bounce it on the first time pass? Are you going to try and teach them to control it first and then pass it back? Loads of different elements of passing that you can bring into this session. I would have them working for about a minute, and then I'd be leave your ball in the middle, swap out, the next group come in, they pick up a ball, and straight away they're off. And this passing game works so nicely because you're able to just keep building on it. It might be that rather than just doing a 1-2, it might be that they're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then mix it up, do like bounce passes. It might be that there's a little bit of a pattern, and you can develop it so the outside players can come in as well. So I pass that ball to him, he passes it back. I replace the space and I play a little forward pass, so this person is now free. I wouldn't be doing this with my 5 to 7 year olds, but it shows you where the session can get to. So hopefully you've enjoyed those sessions. If you have, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you haven't seen it already, I've already done another video on my top tips coaching 5 to 7 year olds football. So if you haven't seen that, check that out here, and I'll see you in the next video.